Minnetonka. I'm David Law, Superintendent of Minnetonka Schools. Thank you for joining us for this episode of our district podcast, Ahoy, Minnetonka. Today we're talking about a wonderful program that we offer for students ages 18 to 22 with special needs to help support their future independence. It's called S.A.I.L, which stands for Students Achieving Independent Life. Joining us today is Executive Director of Special Education, Dr. Breen, S.A.I.L teacher, Faith Casper, and current S.A.I.L student, Jack Campbell. Thank you all for joining us today. Let's start with introductions and tell us just a little bit about yourself. Christine?
Hi, I'm Breen, and I'm the Executive Director of Special Education. I have been with the Minnetonka Schools for 17 years, working in a variety of different roles, from paraprofessional to special education teacher to Director of Special Education and now Executive Director. I've been the Executive Director for 4 years, had the pleasure of working in many, many buildings throughout the district, and have had the great pleasure of knowing Jack Campbell since he was in second grade here in our district.
Awesome. And so the S.A.I.L program started while you were in this current role?
Yes, it started in my second year. So we have been up and running for 2 full years now.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm Faith Casper, a teacher in Minnetonka Public Schools. This will be my 5th year in the district and my 3rd year at S.A.I.L. I teach all types of adult skills at S.A.I.L, things like independent living to technology classes. And my favorite thing about being in our building is getting to share the community with our students.
Awesome. Jack?
Hi, I'm Jack Campbell. I'm 19 years old. I live with my family and my cat. I currently work at Explorers after school.
So, Jack, did you start working at Explorers because of S.A.I.L?
I did.
Okay, I think we'll ask a little bit more about that later. I'm excited to hear that. Maybe about the cat too.
Yeah.
Christine, tell me about the background. You mentioned that S.A.I.L has started since you've been in this role. Tell me about S.A.I.L and why we needed to start a program on our own and how it all came together.
Yeah, so we really had the desire to ensure our students who have been with us, the majority of them have gone through our entire system, from early childhood all the way through our system. We wanted them to end their educational career here in Minnetonka. We participated in a consortium with St. Louis Park and Hopkins for roughly 17 years at an off-site location located in St. Louis Park. And the desire to bring our students home was really the foundation for creating S.A.I.L, bringing our students home. And so our students, we wanted to finish through our educational system. And so we came to the school board and asked to create our own transition programming. At the time, it was 18 to 21, now 18 to 22. And so it really was born out of a desire to have our students here in our community. Most of our students, when they graduate from educational programming, live in our community. And so we wanted to build community partnerships and experiences here in our community for our students.
Awesome. I think we're going to come back to the community partnerships, but next I'd like to talk, Faith, what's a day in the life teaching at S.A.I.L?
Yeah, so it's really a flexible environment. I think students certainly spend time in our classrooms learning like hands-on in our classrooms, but then there's also a lot of opportunities to learn in our community. Students are out and about in our community just about once a day, either at a work site or engaging in community resources. So we're not just at school at our S.A.I.L building, but we're also in the community.
So it sounds like it isn't come to first hour, second hour, third hour kind of day.
No, it's a lot different than maybe your traditional school day that students have had for 12 years.
And with a variety of students, how many students, Christine, are at S.A.I.L right now?
There are about 38 students, and students graduate at any point in time. So students may graduate when they've met their IEP goals and objectives, or when that IEP team has determined they're done with school. So right now we have about 38 students.
So I'm guessing that they must all have different schedules then.
Yeah, so students come, 5 days a week and they're with us all week, but there's also students who maybe go to Normandale or Hennepin Tech, and then they join us for 1 or 2 days a week to get support with post-secondary education or support maintaining employment.
Great. Well, I'm going to focus on the star of the show today. Jack, how long have you been a Minnetonka student?
I've been in Minnetonka my whole life.
Jack, what elementary school did you go to?
Minnetonka.
Okay, great. And that's when you first met Mrs. Breen a long time ago?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Jack, as a current sales student, now in your second year, tell us about, like, what's your average day like? What are your favorite parts of the program?
My favorite parts are hanging out with my special teachers. Also getting to hang out with my friends every day.
Talk about working with students. I understand that, and you had shared that your work experience has been childcare supported explorers. Mm-hmm. What do you like about that opportunity?
They're very energetic, which is really good for me. And then I like, if they need help with anything, they can always come up to me because I'm their trusted staff member there.
Okay.
So.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this is a real job. You get a paycheck and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have goals on what you're going to spend your money on?
Well, now it's just saving to move out.
Okay.
Of my parents' house.
What did you just purchase with your paychecks?
Just purchased a MacBook for myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So when you're done with S.A.I.L, what are your plans beyond that? You mentioned moving out. Mm-hmm. What are you thinking about doing?
Getting a full-time job somewhere, at a random job, I don't know where. But also move in somewhere with a roommate. That's like the only thing I can think of.
Do you learn some of the living independent skills, because S.A.I.L is about independent living? Do you learn some of the things about moving out at S.A.I.L?
I do.
What are the things that they cover?
They cover like hygiene, to make sure your room's cleaned up, to make sure you make your bed every day.
Do you learn how to do laundry?
Oh yeah, I learned how to do laundry.
Cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Cleaning?
Yeah.
So maybe your mom's watching. Would she say that you're doing better at some of that cleaning stuff at home since you've been at S.A.I.L, or not yet?
She's shaking her head over there saying no.
So not yet.
Not yet.
Good.
I want to work on that more.
Thank you, Jack.
Yeah.
Christine, this is an organization that's built on community partnerships. How do you develop those partnerships? Are there some key partnerships you'd like to showcase today?
Yeah, what was amazing when we began talking about building our own transition program was the outpouring of community partnerships that wanted to work with our students, that wanted to have us in their communities, in their organizations, in their buildings. And so we, over the last couple years, have worked really hard to build community partnerships, but it has not been challenging because we've had so many reach out to ask and offer support. The Bernard Group was one of our first big partnerships there in Chanhassen. Truevale Nursing Home in Minnetonka was another big one. Carolyn Anderson Salon in Deep Haven. Bean Haven Cafe is one that we're working at this year. Goodwill is another one that we have a great partnership with. Bethesda Thrift Store was another one. So just some really great opportunities for our students to work as independently as they can. We have a lot of supported work opportunities. Our paraprofessionals go out into the community with our students, support them as much as they can, but the ultimate goal is independence. And Jack is a perfect example of somebody who has a significant amount of independence and can be successful without that much support, and so was hired to work at our community education center working with explorers and young kids.
Mm-hmm. So Jack is one example of someone who connected to gainful employment through S.A.I.L. Are there a lot of examples? Is that pretty typical?
That is our ultimate hope and goal. All students, to the extent possible, can live as independently as they can. And so our hope and goal is that they become gainfully employed, are able to move out of their parents' homes if that's appropriate for them, and that's a goal for Jack. We have several students who are working currently, and the hope is that they can gain employment either with that community partner or that we have taught them the skills to look for other opportunities in the community as well.
That's awesome. So Faith, I understand that students make some neat things like a little job on the spot or some fundraising. I happen to be the beneficiary of some of the dog treats. Tell us about this, and I'd love to hear overall, what are you most proud of seeing students do through the S.A.I.L program?
Yeah, so we support students in managing our S.A.I.L business, and we make a few things in that through that business. So they make dog treats, like you said. We make T-shirts, so we can buy some S.A.I.L merch through our students.
I own some S.A.I.L merch. I was just
That's
wearing
great.
it last week.
That's great. And then this year they started making fire starters for a good stocking stuffer or to have in your home. So that's really a team effort around our school. Some students work on managing the business side, tracking orders, advertising our products, and then other students work on making the products. Right now we've got a lot of orders to fill, so it's kind of all hands on deck, right? But also a lot of people around the district support us with that too. The sawdust comes from the high school. They donate that to us. We've gotten egg cartons from Groveland. They've been really helpful in contributing to the business too. So it's fun to partner even with our other schools around Minnetonka.
So Jack, if there were high school students or parents of high school students listening and they were worried about going to S.A.I.L, what would you say to them?
That you have the trusted staff for you guys, but also that it helps a lot in the long run to think of going to transition after high school, because it helps you with life skills, it helps you with everything.
Do you think you're more confident than you were when you were in high school?
Yeah, definitely.
You seem like it. So we didn't get a chance to say this. What is the cat's name?
Her name's Bella.
Oh, yeah. Good. Well, is there anything else as we're wrapping up today, anything else that you'd like to share about the program that I didn't ask questions about?
I think I'd like to share, the building was purchased and then built out with intentionality. So we worked with other districts around us that have their own transition program. We did a lot of touring, some sightseeing, and really took stock in how we wanted to build that program. And so we have several classrooms, we have a kitchen where students practice cooking, we have an apartment that is built to look like anybody's apartment with laundry and a bed and dressers and ironing boards, and gives the students the opportunity to build their independence with support so that they can do it on their own. Like Jack, he's ready to eventually start taking care of his home living situation. But S.A.I.L was built really with intentionality and different workspaces. There's also a PAYS lab, which is for students who need repetitive, consistent support working on individual skills prior to being ready to go out in the community to acquire a job. And so really built with our students in mind, with the hope and goal of them being as independent as possible.
And with such a labor shortage across the state, it's great to take students and make them feel confident that they can fill those jobs and hopefully earn an income.
Yeah, our hope too, a lot of the spaces are able to be changed out to be maker spaces. So if we have students who are interested in technology, we have a technology lab. If students want to do horticulture, we can create a horticulture lab. And so a lot of the spaces are very flexible to be changed out year after year, depending on student need.
Awesome. Faith, anything else?
I would say we also really try to partner with community providers, right? Like we work with social workers, vocational rehab providers, so that we can support students with getting support after S.A.I.L. It's not just, that you graduate and then you're on your own, Jack, right? But we hope that you can gain some community resources that you can take after S.A.I.L too.
Yeah, and that's honestly what I really need is that in my life.
Great. Well, I want to thank you all for being here and having a little fun on a podcast. And I want to thank all of you in the community for joining us for this podcast. Until our next episode of Ahoy Minnetonka, thank you, and we'll see you around.